What's up, guys? Welcome. I'm back in action, back from Cocoa Beach. It was nice that we could do the show virtual. It was nice that we had Pablo as a guest on. So welcome, guys. This is the LCG Podcast. I'm Charles Ricky. This is Mr. Elio the Fiesta Piedra. We are the Latin Consulting Group. And you know what we do each and every week? We consult you guys on some different tips, marketing ideas, stories. You know, we talk different marketing strategies, building your plan, all types of things. Everything from geofencing to traditional marketing. I don't have to say anymore. You know exactly how we do. Plus, we have some guests on. It's been fun. We've been doing great. Thank you, guys. The social media has been blowing up. The shares, the likes, all that's been slowly but surely growing. So we're excited, Elio and I. And also, I want to thank Fiesta Media for being able to help us produce this each and every week, no matter where we're at, by the way. I know Fiesta Media and Elio is helping produce over 25 podcasts locally. So, guys, if you want to get your podcast done, if you need some video work done on whatever you need, this man does a lot of really cool things. So, shout out to Fiesta Media, our sponsor, and Remax Professionals. Shout out to Gary, Jeremy, and his entire team at Remax, which, by the way, you guys know this. I say it each and every week. They are helping you from Gainesville to Lake City and everything in between. I think that's trademarked. He has that trademark, but we're gonna get that trademark. Gainesville to Lake City and everything in between. Shout out to Remax. We're excited. More to come on that partnership. And also shout out to Brian Knepp with B Print and Design. We love Brian and B Print and Design. He does a lot of logo, apparel, mugs, pens, I mean, whatever you could think of. We had him on the show. He brought a bunch of cool stuff that you can get with your logo on. And not only that, we talked about vectorization, the importance of getting your logo vectorized, and how we changed our logo, right? Our logo used to be different. We came up with this logo, and the process has been great. So shout out to Brian. Great job. And if you guys need apparel, reach out to us. We will put you in connection with Brian, or just Google B Print and Design, right? He does a good job with his Google. He places well, so you can reach him to there. And so let's get going. I'm glad to be back in studio. We were in Cocoa Beach with the family for a week, enjoying July 4th, but it is glad to be back in action. What have you been up to, Elio? I know you're always kicking butt.
Yeah, man. Well, you're on fire, man. You're on fire. I'm like, hey, just let him go. No, I am great, man. Feeling great.
Nice.
Just busy as always. Honestly, everybody knows that I am Cuban, so I've been a little bit emotional over the last couple of days because of the situation of my country. But other than that, everything is great.
By the way, yeah, shout out to all the Cuban families, Cuban friends. By the way, not only the Cuban people, I'm Puerto Rican, the Puerto Rican people, Dominican people. There's a lot of support throughout the Caribbean islands and especially in South Florida.
Yes.
I know Miami's on fire right now.
Yeah.
So shout out to all those people trying to do a great thing.
Everything actually started on Sunday, and as a matter of fact, I did. We convocated a protest on.
I saw you, Bo Diddley.
On Sunday, and Bo Diddley was awesome. Thank you to everybody that showed up. The support is amazing. We're doing another one July 28th, and a lot of things happening. Just supporting our people.
By the way, we always talk marketing on this show. This is what we do each and every week: talk marketing and. Sometimes little nuggets like that just come out of the air, such as this one. Not that we're trying to market or capitalize on the situation going on with Cuba, but event marketing, guys, if you need someone to help put an event together, it is very important to be able to organize, get out there, get people together, show your colors, show what you're all about. That is very important in the community, and that's marketing. And for this case, it wasn't really marketing, but it's very important to be able to have that community access. So shout out to Elio for putting that together for his people, because without that, man, things wouldn't get done. So love it. Good job, bud.
Thank you, brother.
Love it. All right, so let's get into it. You know what we do? Talk marketing each and every week. We usually like to start with some marketing news.
And so what we got?
This week is no different. So last week we had Pablo on. We were talking Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Finally, we let Clubhouse out. We had someone who really understands Clubhouse kind of explain it, let you know what it's all about. So the NFL and Twitter, they just announced a multi-year partnership, right? Because Twitter has Twitter Spaces. If you're on Twitter and you love Twitter and you don't know about Twitter Spaces, you're going to learn something today. Twitter Spaces is a platform just like Clubhouse, right? That you can access groups, forums, people live for a topic or something that you're talking about. And sometimes you might get a giant personality that happens to be in that room. Twitter is capitalizing on that. The NFL realizes it, and now they're doing a multi-year partnership to basically. So you might go in a room, Elio. Maybe Dan Marino's talking about Hall of Famers. Maybe you go in a room and there's a current NFL player. Maybe you go in a room and there's, I don't know. I mean, think about all the cool stuff you can gain from this.
It is crazy, man, because, we were just talking about this last episode with Pablo Caselimos, our guest, and we were talking about Clubhouse and the evolution and the impact and development that is being taking place on all these platforms. And because of Snapchat didn't do anything about it, well, what is Snapchat right now in the shadow, right? So here it is. Right now, Twitter coming out, kind of like chasing this race with Clubhouse, with what is going on Instagram, because people want to be on top of the game, especially big companies. So this is awesome.
Yeah, that's a really interesting conversation because my wife was actually telling me, she was like, "Man, I think Snapchat's doing well, Twitter's not doing well," and then we have this story come out. So I mean, hey, what's up, Gerald? Shout out to Gerald Ryan. Thank you for following and watching the show, buddy. Love it. So, I love to know how the race is going. I mean, think about it. If you're on Snapchat, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Clubhouse, if you're on different platforms, Gary Vee will tell you to do them all, right? He has an entire team that can do every single social media platform, and he dedicates time to that. But if you don't have a team, you might not like a certain platform. You need to pick the one that works best for you. But just know that all of them have followings, right? All of them have followers, just like every radio station has listeners. Just because one station has 100,000 and one station has 20,000, yes, you'd rather talk to 100,000 so that your reach and your message has a better chance of reaching more people. However, does it matter where you got the 20 customers from? At the end of the day, it's all about execution. So if you paid a higher premium for that rate, and you got the same result from a less station, I don't know, did it work? No. Usually the reach is better, so you want to go bigger reach, bigger audience, right? But in this case, I mean, knowing your platform is going to work for you.
Yeah, and knowing the nature of your platform. When I mean the nature, I mean, for example, if you're posting a video, if you are repurposing the content of this podcast, how long, what is the length of that video? What is the length that video needs to have in order to boost the engagement of that video based on the nature of that platform? Because there is a video that, depending on the length, is going to have more impact on Facebook versus YouTube versus Instagram versus TikTok, okay? And also, what is the format? There is many details.
But also the targeting that goes into that. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah. And the analytics that you need to do, that you need to follow after. There's a lot of analytics that goes into it, guys. And usually it takes a team, right, to help you understand those analytics. So, but yeah. So let's get into another story that we have going on. And I like this one because July 4th just passed. So I thought I would bring this one up. So, Heinz, right? Heinz ketchup, Elio?
Honestly, I don't.
All right, so this is a funny story. So Father of the Bride, I don't know if you know Steve Martin, the old movie Father of the Bride?
Yes.
All right, check this out. Do you remember how he makes fun of the hot dogs and the hot dog buns and how there's different per pack?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if you know this. You would think they're the same, right? When you buy hot dog buns, it's 8. When you buy hot dogs, it's 10. Or vice versa. They're never equal. So check this out. Heinz is doing a pact, and they're basically calling on the hot dog bun companies to sell equal number of hot dogs like they do in buns, and they're basically using that Father of the Bride skit, and they're using kind of that funny thing that everyone knows it's not the same number, and they're marketing off of that. That's amazing. Do you understand? Wow. I mean, that's pretty cool.
That's crazy. A lot of news.
Yep.
All right. So what else we got?
All right. So this one's pretty interesting because we want to talk to you guys about customer experience. This is not really a topic. It's marketing news that might turn into a topic, but 48% of marketers out there admit that their customer experience is below par. What do I mean by that? All right. Let's say you go somewhere and you get a product. You might love the product. It might be the best product that you've ever had in your entire life, right? You're probably going to buy that again if it's the best product you've ever had. What if your customer experience to get that product, Elio, was horrible?
I mean,
this is really interesting.
Experience is everything.
And you guys out there, I want you to like let your minds go crazy, because this is not just like, this goes for retail. When you drive through the McDonald's drive-through, the landscaping, the way the parking lot is set up, the way the lanes are set up. I mean, when you walk into the store, the digital screens versus like everything is marketed to you so that your customer experience is a great one. When you're in the lobby of a doctor's office, right? The smell, the music playing, the customer receptionist, how nice was she? Was she attentive? Were they quick? I mean, were there a bunch of kids yelling and screaming? Like, Elio, do you understand where I'm going with this? Like all that experience, I mean, if you gave a good product, but you were a crappy person to work with, they might use you again because it was such a good product. But if the experience was not good, you know what I mean?
I don't think if this experience is not good, it is very hard
correct
to believe that they are gonna call you back, honestly, because everything it is. For example, me as when I am bringing my fiesta, my entertainment, I always think in this way, like it's not about how you play, but how you make them feel. All the little things. Do you smile when you say hello? Do you even say hello? Do you dance with people, or you stay just there, with your instrument or whatever? It's about what is your engagement? What is the level of your engagement? And it's right now it is interesting. Now that we're bringing to the table engagement, it is important to engage with your audience right now this way. If you are playing an instrument, if you are just walking into your job, your office, engaging with your audience, engaging with your environment, embracing the situation, that's crucial. By the way, let's embrace Evelyn Ricky.
Hey.
Say hi, guys.
What's up, Evelyn? Shout out to Big Mob Dukes. By the way, speaking of so this is interesting because basically, guys, what the story is telling you that they're going to focus in 3 areas. So a lot of companies, a lot of businesses are going to focus in 3 areas to better that experience going into 2022. One of them is connecting physical and digital experiences. Think about that. Something that you might acquire digitally, or a coupon that you might get digitally, or something that you might win online, or that you entered online, something digital that then you get to have a physical experience. You know what I mean? Speaking of customer experiences, I love Wards, right? One thing Wards has, if you go to Wards, Elio, they have those like that kombucha station. They give you free samples of kombucha. It's amazing. Yeah. They got little shot glasses. I love that. I remember that every single time that I go to Wards. I don't need that because I love the products at Wards, but it makes my customer experience that much better. And that's exactly what we're talking about. And that's the marketing news. That basically, guys, companies are dropping the ball a little bit. They think that they're 48% customer experience. So they want to raise that so they make you more of a fan throughout the process, which is genius. So to wrap this up, what we were trying to say is, in your marketing plan, in your strategy, when you're developing all this stuff, think of the customer experience of part of that marketing plan, right? So I'm making this up. If you're a bar, you're a restaurant, right? And your marketing, Elio, is to have the Sunday ticket, right? Or to have UFC, you have to measure how big is your bar and how much are they going to charge you per seat to have the UFC, right? But Elio, if you fill the bar and the customer experience is that much better, so now you're known as the UFC bar and they go to your bar every single fight, was that a good return on investment?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say, guys. Customer experience.
Yes, acquisition and retention.
Yep.
That is awesome. All right, brother. So now let's get to the main topic of the day. Are you ready, Charlie?
Let's go.
Let's go. Right after the bumper. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go with this right now. Charlie, let's go with this, man. I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, you better be excited, man. This is in your wheelhouse. So we've talked about a blended media campaign, guys, and we talked about building your strategy and building your, we really preach blended media campaign. And then on top of having a blended media campaign, measuring the analytics so that you get the most out of the campaign, and you know when to advertise and when to turn it on, when to pull back a little bit. And of course, what is your target audience and who to talk to? So speaking of that piece of pie in the blended media campaign, digital audio. All right. Digital audio is a piece of that pie. If you're not in the digital audio world, you need to be thinking, how can I get into that world? And by the way, Elio's going to tell you now in a couple seconds, it's not just podcasting, right, Elio? I mean, You don't have to have a podcast to be in the digital world. I mean, Elio is a big fan of a lot of people that do seminars, right? Webinars. He follows a lot of speakers, right? These speakers might not necessarily be, you might not necessarily in this day and age, you can travel to them. So if they're jumping on a platform and you can get that digital audio and then throw a marketing campaign in there, that's what we're talking about. So maybe you have a product, maybe you're a doctor, right? You're something that you want to give back to the community. So naturally, right, Elio, you'd want to start a podcast, right? Elio, you can touch on this a little more. I'll shut up in a second. All the different people that have podcasts, different types of shows, different this, that, and the other. But what they're telling you here, guys, is that, look, 36% listen to podcasts at home, right? 52% are acted upon when they hear the mention in a podcast. So what they're saying is, not only is a giant group listening at home, not only is a giant group of them listening in the office, but when you throw the marketing into that podcast, 52% of them are reacting a little better. You know what I mean? There's a ton of numbers on the screen right there. So digital audio, man, what do you got on this, Elio?
Oh man, I love this topic. This is kind of like a strawberry cake for me. And by the way, guys, before I start talking about this, do me a favor, and please like it and share it right now. Like this show and share it with anybody that you know that they love marketing or they need to know about what marketing and branding is. Leave your comment below. What do you think about this topic? Or leave a comment below about what topics do you want Lcg Podcast to be expanding about on this awesome show. I am passionate about this. I'm fired up about podcasts and about digital audio, because digital audio, and from a personal standpoint, has been helping me to grow my personal brand, my business. It is just crucial for your business. It is key. So now let's look at these numbers and see the amount of growth and amount of reach. How many people can you reach? Okay, developing a digital audio campaign or having a digital audio as part of your blended media campaign, which is even better, even bigger, because you are reaching multiple audiences in multiple ways. But having a podcast, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you from my personal experience, if you are looking to connect with your people, it can be your community or an unknown audience, you want to connect with them in a deeper level, this is for you. If you have a great product or either a great story to tell, to share with people,
even if it's a niche.
And if you just want to talk about this water bottles, you want a plastic water bottles.
Or maybe you're environmental and you want to talk about how plastic sucks. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, look, guys, look at this stat right there. On average, 5.1 podcasts. People listen to 5.1 podcasts on average per week. That's a lot of different content. So maybe they like content on sports. Maybe there's a gambling podcast. Maybe there's a podcast on butterflies, guys. You know what I'm saying? So are you using your digital audio to grow your customer base? And by the way, shout out to Odyssey. You guys know I work for Odyssey. They are the #1 podcast content holder. Just download the Odyssey app. It is awesome. You can get any podcast you want. But not only that, Elio, people are like, hey, Charles, what if no one's in their car and they're not listening to the radio station? Elio, you can listen to your favorite radio station with Google Home, with Alexa, right? You can have the Odyssey app in your phone and your tablet, and you can listen to your favorite station in Miami through the Odyssey app. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you don't have to be in the car to basically get served an ad that traditionally would run the radio. Now there's other forms of digital audio, and that's what we're trying to tell you guys. You need to be in the digital audio world. If you want more information about it, reach out to us. We will definitely help you get connected. We know the right people.
Yep.
We definitely know the right people. I mean, look, if you want a podcast, we got Fiesta Media right here.
Yep.
You know, if you want to advertise to certain podcasts, we have Charles Ricky right here with Odyssey. Like we told you, we are doing this podcast because we are passionate about marketing and we're well connected in the community, you know, and we want to be unbiased, guys. We've talked about print, we've talked about billboards, we've talked about logos, we've talked about geofencing, we've talked about radio, traditional media, we've talked about TV, OTT. I mean, we are going to break down all types of stuff. And this week, it just happens to be digital audio. And you need to understand that, remember, going back to that blended media campaign, you need to find out which piece of your pie is in digital audio. If you have content, webinars, seminars going out there, great, right? If you're trying to teach people about something. Or if you have a podcast, right? If you're a finance guy, get a podcast. If you're an insurance guy, shout out to John Dar, right? John Dar has his podcast.
Yes.
And he does insurance, but his podcast is totally different because him and Charlie talk about fun, everyday stuff. And then at the end, boom, he tries to sell you some insurance. So you can have different angles on this, guys. Woo.
Yeah, it's just like podcast again. It helps you to connect with people in a deeper level. You don't even need to talk about something that you're promoting. You just need to give your audience the opportunity to know you better and to trust you, and that's how you boost credibility. And credibility means reputation. Reputation means that people are gonna be doing business with you. So yep. That's crucial, guys.
And let me tell you some guys, I'm in marketing. Marketing is really hard because it's not proven. It's not guaranteed. You can do a bunch of marketing techniques, tactics, this, that, and the other, and it may or may not work. It's having a team. It's having someone with the creative ideas, with the creative mindset, right? To put together a plan for you that's going to be executed. That plan might consist of geofencing. It might consist of radio. It might consist of having a podcast. It might consist of all three, right? And you might be spending $15,000 a month, but guess what? It's all about return on investment. So we really wanted to touch on digital audio, podcasting. I mean, look right there, like by 2025, podcast ad spend is likely to exceed over $2.7 billion. Guys, I have the ability through my company, I love Odyssey so much, I can't shout out enough. If you want to reach duck hunting people or hunters, right? And let's say out there's 45 podcasts on hunting or that genre type of a podcast, we can advertise to those people on that podcast. It's insane. If you want more information, put a comment. Or if you know anyone that might need the services, share it. Share it, guys. You know, we've done a bunch of episodes. We go back. We've talked about different things, and you guys have done a really good job at liking, sharing, going back, sharing information. So thank you, guys. Much appreciated to you guys. Shout out. Awesome. Elio, how many podcasts do you think you can produce? Like, you're on fire, baby. What do you got? Almost 30 podcasts going?
We can produce a lot. We can produce a lot of podcasts.
We're gonna need a bigger warehouse.
Yeah,
we're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah, well, we are actually looking to hire someone else next year, at the beginning of next year, to keep growing. But we're doing great right now.
It's all about growth. It's all about growth, yep. Right?
And it's strategic planning.
Strategic planning, and guys, that's why. Look, Latin Consulting Group. We've mentioned it a lot, but if for you guys that do not know the obvious already, I'm Puerto Rican, and of course, Elio's Cuban, and we have a lot of energy and passion between us. And we're not perfect, but we work hard at getting it right. And the enthusiasm led us to this. Therefore, LCG is Latin Consulting Group, and our tagline is lifestyle marketing. And what that means is just going all in. Don't rush it, but have a plan, guys. Develop a plan. Have a team. You know, There's people that pay a lot of money to have agencies, right? Marketing directors, marketing managers. I mean, right? The LCG Podcast, LCG Consulting Group. I mean, there's different people with ideas out there. Make sure you're not doing it alone because it's tough. Yeah. And make sure that you're getting consulted the right way, and make sure that you're tuning in each Tuesday and Thursday at 4 o'clock so that we can continue to educate you and show you how much passion we have towards marketing and different topics each and every week, guys.
Awesome. All right, so I guess
that was a lot of rambling this week, huh?
Yeah, I guess we are ready to go to the marketing tip really quick before we go, guys. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh yeah.
All right. Now, here we go. So the marketing tip of the day, we've been talking, obviously, our topic was, digital audio. We talked about podcasts. We talked about, having a face out there through digital audio. But here is the marketing tip of the day, guys. Get your brand out there. Have people understand your message and know who you're talking to before you get a podcast. If you get a podcast, but you do not know who your target audience is or who you're trying to talk to, what I'm saying is, if you develop a podcast and you just try to shotgun blast it to the world, that's going to be tough, guys. Know who you're talking to, know your image, know what you're all about, right? Know your customer and target audience, so then you can develop a awesome digital audio brand. You want to help me tune on that a little bit? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Just to explain a little more on digital audio, as part of the marketing tip is make sure that you are using the right platform, the right digital audio platform for your business.
Correct.
Sometimes people want to do podcasts, maybe podcast is not for you because you don't have the personality, the charisma, you don't have what it takes. Unfortunately, you don't. But if you do, make sure you are doing it.
Yes.
Because happens the opposite sometimes, that you have whatever it takes. You have it. You have that in you, and you are not doing it. You are not using that gift to actually boost your business and brand, and then you're wasting time, baby.
Correct.
So make sure you are using the right digital audio platform for you, your brand, and your business.
Yep, and that goes back to, knowing your target audience. Know where they are. Are they on Snapchat? Are they on Twitter? By the way, we tell you all the time, blended media guys, try to do them all. But if you can't do them all, if you don't have a social media person, if you don't have the time, understand them all and just know where your customer target audience is, so that when you do develop that digital audio on whatever platform that may be, it is the most targeted digital audio possible. And that is your marketing tip of the day.
That's what I'm talking about.
Love it.
Awesome. Guys, we really hope that you guys had a great time and are enjoying this as much as we do. And as Charlie mentioned, every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 o'clock, sharp.
That's right. Lori, I'll see you later with your shirt. I was out of town last week. I got you, girl.
Yes. We didn't get to.
No, I was out of town. I see her on Tuesdays. I got Lori with her shirt. She's a big fan of the show. So
awesome.
So shout out to everyone. Thank you guys for watching. Tune in every Tuesday, Thursday. We'll be here on Thursday, 4 o'clock next Tuesday, and continuing each and every week with what we do. LCG Latin Consulting Group, baby.
Peace out.
Peace.